Hi folks, it's Ivo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. We find ourselves in early spring. It's actually early April. The ice has just moved out of these river systems not too long ago. It's a beautiful day today, but it's a little bit cold, but quite nice nonetheless. And what we're doing today is we're looking for Mr. Channel Cat. So stay tuned. We hope to have an exciting episode for you. You know, there's plenty of great fishing to be done right from shore this time of year. You don't need a boat. In the spring, these creeks and rivers, they just come alive with fish, and you don't need a lot of tackle or sophistication to have a great day on the water. As a matter of fact, we're fishing with hook, line, and sinker today. We got the shore angler's best friend, the trusty pail. Makes for a great seat. And let me show you what we're doing today. I'm using cut bait. And what I have here today is just a piece of cut sucker, which works very, very well for channel catfish. And as you can see, I've left the skin on the sucker, and I've gone through the skin because that skin will help hold your bait on that hook quite nicely. So if you have an opportunity to use cut bait with skin, be sure to do so. And I've got a 5/0 hook on here. We're looking for bigger channel cat today, so don't be afraid to use big hooks. And another thing, this hook is a big, heavy hook. These catfish are strong, and if you're not careful, they'll straighten your hooks right out. So we have a nice, heavy, sharp 5/0 hook that we're using here today. Also, if you look at the setup that I have, I'm quite excited because we're using the brand new T-turn by Thundermist Lure Company. And this T-turn swivel, it's a 3-way swivel. Actually a cross-line swivel technically, but what it allows me to do is to have my bait well below my sinker. So what's going to happen, the sinker's going to be out there keeping me grounded, and this will be right on the ground. My bait will be right on the ground, right where the catfish are moving along and able to find it. And we want our bait fishing right on the ground because the catfish will be able to hone in on the scent and find it quite nicely. You don't want your bait suspended this time of year. We actually have some current here, so the catfish won't be able to find the bait as easily as if you have it on the ground. So this setup is perfect. And with this T-turn swivel, as you can see here, it allows complete rotation of bait and sinker. So when you get those channel cats and they twist around and whatnot, it won't be a problem with this setup. So let's get started. I'm gonna cast it out there. We had some heavy rains here the last couple of days, and as a result, these systems are quite flooded. So water levels are up a lot higher than they used to be. There you go. That's what you get when you use worms, eh, Antonio? Yep. Put the worms on and catch the bullheads. That's great. You know, Antonio, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start eating my lunch because that's a sure way to get a bite. The minute you start eating, fish start biting. There we go. Boy, that was a good bite. That was a really good bite. He just took my rod with these big sweeping, I don't know if you saw it, Antonio, big sweeping poles. He doesn't feel like a very big one, but oh, there he is there. Okay. Oh, there he goes. I better loosen my drag here a bit. Okay. Well, it's not a bad sized one. Here he comes. Oh yeah. Nice fish. Not bad, Antonio.
Want me to land him for you?
You want to land him? Here, I can land him. I'll reach down here. There we go. Oh yeah. There we go. Not a bad channel cat. Hooked right in the side of the mouth. Oh boy. I might need the pliers to get this out. Oh, now he's clamping down on my thumb. Well, there's not a bad channel cat. They sure do get a lot bigger than that, but that's a nice fish nonetheless. But he gave me a really, really nice bite. A really nice bite. I love it when they just pull back like that on the line, pull and pull and pull, and just keep going. But okay, let's get this guy back in the water. And away he goes. All right, well that was fun. Okay.
I gotta get baited back up and get back out there again because that was great. Time to add some more bait.
Oh, that was a really nice bite.
Okay?
Right after the one you just got.
You know what? Maybe they just started moving in, Antonio.
Hoping so.
Hey?
Yeah, we had a little slow start. But
Nice. I just released that one.
yeah. I don't know, he's got some shoulders, but I don't think he's a monster.
That's about the same size as the one I just caught.
I don't know.
Maybe mine's a little bigger.
I think mine's a bit bigger.
That's a good fish.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. There we go. There we go. Come on. Gotcha. Ah. Okay, Antonio. There we go. It's a good hook set too. Oh, he's clamping down on my thumb. he's clamping down on my thumb. There we go. He was fat, just like the one I just caught.
You're really feeding on that. There's a lot of bait.
Oh, there's a lot of bait fish in there. They could be feeding on those bait fish, or could be a female with some eggs, perhaps. I don't know. But that's
nice.
Hey?
Yeah, it's a nice fish.
That's a nice fish, Antonio.
Let's get another one.
Okay, back in he goes. Oh, come on. There he goes. Nice. Okay, there's some action. That's within 2 minutes, eh?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, back we go.
You know, folks, this really is such a relaxing and peaceful way to fish. I absolutely love it. No stress here, that's for sure. And you know, this morning coming out, we saw a huge flock of geese. Nature at its best. Mind you, the only downside with where we're fishing is we're kind of close to a road, so every so often you hear a car coming by, but otherwise it's birds and nature at its best. And it's quite nice while you're waiting for a bite. And you know, speaking of which, when those cats do bite, you'll notice a trend. A lot of times they'll bite and your rod will just start swiping like that, really hard swipes. And those aren't necessarily the bites you want to pull on. The bites you'll see your rod go, when they slowly pull it like so, that's when you want to set the hook. Because when your rod is slowly going like that and they're slowly pulling and tugging on it, that's when they've got your bait and that's when they've taken it in. So wait for those nice slow bites like so, and then set the hook. Another thing to keep in mind, folks, in the spring, especially in the spring, you've heard of people fishing in the winter at the factory warm water discharges where the water comes out and it's warmer right from the factory. Well, in the spring, you have nature's own warm water discharge. And it's these feeder creeks, little feeder creeks and streams that feed the main body of water. Those little feeder creeks, that water warms up a lot quicker than the main water, and as it's dumping out into the creek, that's like nature's own warm water discharge. And if you have an area like that, find that area, fish beside it, and guaranteed the channel cats will be migrating towards that warmer water, and you'll have a better chance to catch more fish. You know, folks, fishing with bobbers is something that every angler's probably done since they were yay big. And you know, and now that we're a little older and a little wiser, we learned that bobber fishing is actually a very, very effective way to catch a multiple variety of fish. Today we're going to be using the rocket bobber, and we're going to be keying in on either panfish or game fish. There may be some bass kicking around here, and it's a very simple setup. We just have a bobber, a little split shot, and a hook. And today we're going to be using live bait. We're going to be using minnows. And the reason why it's so shallow is because this water is fairly shallow here, and we don't want to be that far below the surface. These fish are going to be feeding towards the surface. So that's going to be our setup today, folks. Very, very simple, but yet very effective. And I'll explain to you why this split shot. We have a little bit of current here, and if I didn't have a split shot on there, what could happen is my bait could be carried with the current. So rather than my bait being, you know, a foot or two below the surface, it might actually be swept up closer towards the surface, and I really want it down a bit. So a little split shot is all you need to get you down there and make sure your bait stays down to where the fish are. There's one, there's one. Rocket bobber just started to go. I set the hook, I have no idea what I have. Do we have a panfish or do we have a game fish? Whoa, I think we got a game fish, folks. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, he's caught up in the weeds. Oh no, it's a nice crappie. Look at that. Folks, that's what I call one slab crappie right there. Lip lock that crappie. I thought I had a little largemouth, but there is one beautiful crappie right there. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get him in the box, get back out there again. Beautiful fish. There we go, there's another little hit. And I don't know if that's another crappie. Oh, it's a little largemouth. Okay. Hey. Well, like we said, folks, you never know when you're going to get into a largemouth. Not quite a big one, but a lot of fun nonetheless. Another rocket bobber fish. I'll tell you what I'm doing, folks, too. I'm going to bait up here and show you how I'm fishing. So now that I'm baited back out, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing here, folks. I'm casting it out, and with my rocket bobber, I'm actually fishing at different distances. Right now I'm about halfway in. Next cast I'll go towards the other side of the creek, and then what I'm doing, as you can see here, I can't really fish behind me because it's all swampy. But with my rocket bobber, I can easily cast down by the end of those lily pads and work this area all from right here in this one spot. Oh, there goes my bobber. There's my bobber. It's down. It's down. It's down. There we go. There's another one, folks. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, like I said, covering different depths of water, different areas, and you hook into, you got a chance to catch more fish. Let's see what we got here if I lift them up. It's another crappie, but this one is not quite the slab crappie like the other one. This one is a little bit smaller, actually a lot smaller. But again, folks, by working different areas, by getting out there and covering different distances, you got a huge advantage on getting into different fish. And one more thing I'd like to mention when it comes to picking out bobbers. When you're out in the store, always look for a bobber that's really narrow shaped like so. Stay away from those bobbers that are short, fat, and big around, because those have too much resistance to the fish. A bobber like this offers very, very little resistance, so look for that slender profile when you're picking out bobbers. Stay away from those short, fat ones. You'll definitely catch more fish. Fish, fish, nice bite, nice hit. Beautiful. Oh, it's another crappie. I just got a glimpse of him. He's fighting like a bass. Whoa! Hey! There's another slab crappie, folks, right there. Very, very nice fish. Big slab crappies. You gotta love that. Well, you know, folks, nighttime is almost upon us. I might just snap on a glow-in-the-dark rocket bobber and keep fishing because this is just so much fun. If you haven't fished with a bobber lately, snap one on, get ready to catch fish, and have some fun. You know, folks, today I'm using live bait, but when you're fishing for panfish, another great bait to use artificial-wise are just little tiny little tubes or little twisters. And when you're using little tubes, little twisters, toss your line out there, let it settle, and then just pull the bobber towards you about a foot or so, and then let it settle again. And what that'll do is that'll make your jig rise up again, and then it'll slowly settle back down again. And that action up and down and drifting will definitely trigger a bite. You know, folks, the other thing I'm doing today is I cast my bobber out there. I'm just slowly working it back towards the shoreline. Every so often I just pull it forward about a foot or so. And what that does is that swings my bait towards the surface and allows it to pendulum swing back down again. And that little swing and motion actually attracts more bites.
And for that matter, I'm using live bait, but I could easily be using tiny little tube jigs or little twister tails, and those for sure you're going to want to cast out there and give them a little bit of movement and work them back to towards the shoreline or towards the boat, and you'll definitely get a lot more bites. You gotta love it, folks, I tell you. Ultra light tackle, light line, and Mr. Crappie right there. There's another decent sized fish right there. If I can get him off. Just like that. A little too small to keep. There we go, folks. No sooner did I throw it in there, and that bobber went down, and what do we got? A tiny little rock bass. Okay, we're looking for bigger fish than that today, but it's a start. There goes my bobber. Hey. Oh, it looks like it is a catfish. Well, how do you like that? Catfish on a bobber. Why not? Not a big one, but you know what? It's fun nonetheless. If I can get him off my hook now. Right the side of the mouth there. Little bullhead. Okay. Try that again. You know, folks, I'll tell you why I love these rocket bobbers so much. They're actually designed to lay flat on the water, so as soon as they get even the bit of a bite, they start to stand up just like so. They're a very, very sensitive bobber that fish can't detect, and that means you're going to catch more fish, bigger fish. It's such a versatile bobber, folks. With a little twist of the wrist here, you just pop it over and it becomes a slip bobber. It's a durable bobber that comes in two different sizes, small and large, panfish and game fish. Comes in different colors, even comes in a glow version. And they have a rattle version as well, which is great for helping to track those leery fish. There's another one, folks, right out there, almost clear on the other side of the creek, right on that other shoreline. I don't know what it is, it's not that big, but again with this, ultralight tackle, everything feels kind of big, and he's caught in the lily pads. Oh, it's another nice crappie. Got him. There's another slab crappie, folks, right there. Very nice. Fishing with bobbers, you gotta love it. Oh, there we go with another one. I'm thinking this one is real small. Yes, sir. It's just a little guy, but a nice crappie nonetheless. Took my minnow. Back in he goes. Bye-bye, Mr. Crappie. You know, folks, the other huge advantage to the rocket bobber is that you can cast them a country mile. They'll easily cast 30 to 40 yards. And for the shore angler, it allows you to fish areas you've never fished before. Any way you want to slice it, folks, the rocket bobber, it's really the only bobber you need in your tackle box. This one feels a little bit nicer. He's coming in, he's swimming right in, and he's, gonna lose him in the lilies. Oh, that's another nice crappie. Yes, there's another slab right there, folks. Yes, slab crappie right there. Fantastic. You know, folks, fishing with a bobber is just so much fun, a very effective way to catch a lot of fish. And if you haven't fished with a bobber lately, I suggest snapping one on and get ready to catch some fish and have some fun.